Magandang gabi po. I would like to say a few words before I present the first copy of the book to our author. He burst into the literary scene while still an undergraduate, the proverbial enfant terrible, churning poem after poem and story after story, and blithely picking up awards along the way. An enchanted youth, part Sambeda College altar boy, and part Ermita Bohemian, winning hearts as much by his dashing good looks as by his nimble pen. Unlike many of his contemporaries, Crip Yuson never stopped writing, nor did he ever lose the wild streak which made his life as colorful as the Philippine Jungle Energy Cafe immortalized by his first novel, or the sharp tongue which embroiled him in many a controversy, not all of them literary. Because he's one of the few writers to earn a living solely through his writing, there are those who mistakenly take him for being mainly that, a writer for money. They forget that his fiction and his poetry are among the best which this country has produced. Literature at once vibrant, lyrical, and funny, literature as powerful as the most prized bottles of scotch in his famous collection. This latest book, aptly called Lush Life, is proof positive that he has few equals in the field of nonfiction. For there are very few among us who are able to turn something as mundane as a nosebleed into an essay both funny and disturbing. Someday, someone, hopefully as gifted as Crip is, will write the story of his life. And if it does, it will become clear that like the late Nick Joaquin, he towers over many of his contemporaries, not just because of his impressive body of work, but because of his unswerving support that he has provided to other writers as boon companion, mentor, and unfailingly loyal friend. Precious qualities in a country that pays lip service to literature but offers very little actual help to help writers survive with dignity and with grace. Crip, it gives me great pleasure to present you this first copy of your latest child and to thank you for having entrusted the UST Publishing House with it. Crip.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Welcome to an episode of Illuminati with Crip. No, that wasn't it. That was the intro earlier. Thank you all very much. Thank you, first of all, to the grand old lady that's holding this for us, Manila Hotel, its new management, Attorney Joey Lina, President of Manila Hotel. Thank you again. And also thank you to the Vice President of Manila Hotel, my good friend Ginny Banag. I haven't seen her around. And her bitter half, Ricky. He's not around yet. Not around yet. He's joining us later. He's another lush like me. And thank you for, the UST Publishing House, represented by its director, Jing Hidalgo, who was saying all these things about someone. I think it was a composite of Jimmy Abad and Cesar Sejuco that she was describing earlier. Maybe a dash of Napamir and Redman Sueto and Victismans, Pandi Aviado. Yeah, it was quite a composite. All the dashing young men of the 40s. I'm from the 60s. Thank you to the men in red over there. They just came out of Manila Zoo. The former environment was a little further up. Something always subjected to occupation, like Occupy Mendiola, the boys of San Beda. Thank you so much for being here. These are the people I grew up with, from 1926 to to when we graduated from high school before the start of the Second World War, something like that. And then thank you to the performers, my partner, Trixie Huco. Performance artist non-pareil. She's so non-pareil, she always gets sick. And she misses half
He
of our
knows because he's
programs.
my text mate at night.
And all the other, please stay on because you've only seen Trix and Danny Silyada. Thank you, Danny, for the performance. We have about 4 or 5 more, right? Only 2 of whom will be members of your eminent family, right? Yeah, okay. And we have, is Yana here? Yana Verbo Acosta was supposed to be here when she comes. Vim Nadera, I haven't seen him.
Yana will not.
Okay.
She told me she texts you. But
Tony Pigot. Anyway, we'll play it by ear. And after the performance art pieces, we'll have our regular musical performers. To begin with, we have my oldest son, Aya Yuson, somewhere.
behind you.
Yeah, Aya will be playing a couple of solo pieces on guitar, and you will then see evidence of what he learned from me. And and then he will accompany Tata Poblador and a couple of French ditties. And there's Girl Valencia, who will entertain us. Ferdy Borja, pianist non-pareil. Pete Canson. Pete Canson and Pete Lacaba. What a duet. And of course, as a finale number, probably a duet from Salina Cristobal and Charleston Ong. Okay, and that you have to wait for. Okay. Thank you again very much. Please stay on. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Pigot from New Zealand.
Thank you very much. This is called A Piece of Peace, In With the Rest. I imagine being laid to rest in peace. I prefer this piece of life to the piece of death. Imagine being made to look. Imagine being made to look at this. Imagine being made to see. Imagine making an eye from scratch. Imagine that. Imagine being made to listen.